laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going.
I don't care whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, whatever the terms are for all this stuff. Doesn't need to be at our school. Doesn't need to be at my 11-year-old's library. And then as far as genderqueer, I've got a son in the high school as well. And this is bullshit. We know it, all right? We do not need...
It is truly mind-blowing how school libraries are now places to find how-to guides for 11-year-olds, yeah? Well, things that no kid should be learning from a book, especially not this graphic. And it's mind-blowing how some school systems think they know better than the parents when it comes to what is appropriate for children. The dad's frustration coming up is absolutely understandable.
This book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I ask if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing. Again, we're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both fucking terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared that any minute. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
Oh, boy. So I'm that kid's father.
I mean, an 11-year-old should be focused on reading, all kinds of stuff like that sparks imagination, creativity, or things that actually educate him, rather than actually reading some, adult content disguised as literature. Let's be real, this kind of book isn't anything similar to education, and parents, not schools, are the ones who should have a say in this. No one's saying we should hide from the world's complexities, but there's a time and a place for everything. This book is way past the point of reasonableness, so let's watch his dad's reaction.
Father.
Okay, good. I was asking for you.
Yeah, I'll take another 3 minutes. So that's my son.
Okay.
11 years old, and went to his library and found that by the entry door of our library, this is the smut that he is finding, all right? I don't care whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, whatever the terms are for all this stuff. Doesn't need to be at our school. Doesn't need to be at my 11-year-old's library. And then as far as genderqueer, I've got a son in the high school as well. And this is bullshit. We know it, all right? We do not need to be having literature that's showing boys how to suck dick, all right? I'm very, very frustrated about it, okay? And you may think that schools know the best for our children. You know who know the best for our children? The parents. And if you remember this, I was here last year talking about masks, and I even offered you proper usage for a mask, and you said I was bullying. And you know what
I mean, who approved this kind of book for a middle schooler? I get it that there's a push for inclusivity and understanding, but this is something that's just absurd in my eyes. Schools are supposed to be a place for learning, not pushing controversial agendas through graphic and appropriate content. This dad in this video is a prime example of why parents need to be involved in these kinds of decisions. If they don't, we end up with an educational system where kids are exposed to think they are just too young to process. And the worst part is, some might say it's actually somewhat inclusive, but really it's just inappropriate, and it's absolutely disgusting. There are tons of ways to foster understanding and respect for diversity without exposing kids to things they aren't emotionally ready to handle. That's not woke, it's reckless.
bullying. And you know what I would like to say to everybody right now? Where are we a year later, and what has changed why you don't wear your masks right now? So what has changed in the medical field that is showing you that you don't have to wear masks now? So like I said, listen to the parents. I can tell you right now, I don't work anymore, and I will be more than happy to focus my time and effort to the security of my child and children in this school. All right, I will be a thorn in your sides. So I just want you to be aware of what you've woken, okay? I'm sure that a lot of you guys are fine and great people and have nothing but the best intentions for our children.
This is exactly why parents need to start paying attention to what's being pushed to their kids in schools. The idea of woke education is now truly getting out of hand, and books like these are actually the living proof. It's one thing to teach kids about different lifestyles, and another one to shove explicit content into their faces under the guise of diversity. For everything, there's a very thin line, in my opinion, that's not to be crossed when it comes to our children. Kids should be reading books that help them grow intellectually, not exploring adult topics they can't even grasp yet, and it's just ridiculous. This dad has every right to be upset, and this was very, very disturbing to watch. I hope you enjoyed this video and can take away some valuable lessons from it. And don't forget to support me by subscribing so I can continue making these types of videos. We'll see each other tomorrow, hopefully.